Welcome to the fastest stop in town. Today we're this Yoma Daf Pei Zion. We are going to begin on Pei Zion with Aleph about 8 lines from the top. The pasuk says in Mishlei, Se'es Pnei Rasha Lo Tov. Favor to the face of the wicked is not good. Lo Tov Lahem L'Rashayim. It's not good for the wicked. She'noisen Lahem Panim B'Olam Hazeh. In which favor is shown to them in this world. Lo Tov Lo La'acha. This is referring to Achav. Shenasul upon B'Olam Hazeh, in which he was given favor in this world. Shnemer Yan, due to ki nichna Achav l'fanai lo'avi hara b'yamav. Nothing bad happened in his days, but it's not good for him since now he gets punished greater in Olam Haba. L'hatois sadik b'mishpat. What do we learn from that? Toiv lehem l'tzadikim she'ein nois lehem panim b'olam hazeh. Toiv lo Moshe. It was good for Moshe, even though he was not shown favoritism in this world. Why? Shel nasul panim b'olam hazeh shenemar yan lo hemantim bi'latisheni. He didn't show the proper faith in Hashem. Ha'ilu hemantim bi. If let's say he did, adayin lo higia zmanim lipatim in oilam. It would not have been his time to have been removed from this world. Question 3. So what is this pasuk when it says Lo Tov L'Rashayim Shenaisin Panim Mihu Harasha Achav Mihu Tzadik She Hevi Gemar Dugmo L'Davar Moshe. Fight in the Gemara. Ashreihem L'Tzadikim. Praiseworthy of the righteous. Lo Dayin Shehin Zachin. Not only did they merit, Ela Shem Zach Livnehem Livnei B'neihem Ad Soif Kol Doros. All generations. Shekama banim hoyla Aaron. Many children were to Aaron. Shuruin l'sarif kenadav avihu. Really, they may have been deserving to have been punished, just like Nadav and Avihu did. Shnemer hanoi sarim. The fact that it says the word hanoi sarim, the ones that were left over, that implies that really maybe they also should have been punished. El she'amad lahem schus avihem. Based on the schus avihim, they were saved. Oilahem u'rishayim l'dayin shemachayavan atzmin. Not only they cause problems to themselves, all future generations. And for example, many children were to Canaan, just like many children were to Aaron, that deserved to be punished like Nadav and Avihu, but they, based on the schus of Aaron, they were saved. Shiruyin was samich ki tavi avdai. They could have been just like the servant of Tavi Abdo of Rabbi Gamliel, Shechayvus Avihim Garmu Lehem. But rather, because of the Chayvus Avihim, that's what caused them to be punished. And this is question TA10, which asks that question. Mimi loimden shesadikim azakul levneihem, which is Aaron. Mi loimden sheshayim mechayavan levneihem Canaan. TA10. Fighter. Kol mazakes al rabin. Anyone who is mazak the public in chiba al yadai. No sin will come to their hands. V'chol machatis rabin. If you cause people to sin, then kemat ein maspikin biyad lasos tshuva. That if you're machtis rabin, this is one of the times that you're not going to have the opportunity to do tshuva. Also, if a person says echtav ashav, this also is one of the questions. This is TB12. It's actually the last question. Almi nemar shein maspikin biyad lasos tshuva. Someone who says echtav ashav, and also one who is machtis rabin. And the most famous one example that the Gemara gives is Yerubim ben Nevat. That's TB12. Kol mazakas rabin minchad ba al yado my time kadeshli he hu begehenam. We don't want him to be in Gehenam. The Talmid of Gan Eden. It wouldn't be right that his students should be in Gan Eden. Shenemer kilo tazod nashi l'shoyel. You should not forsake my soul to go to Gehenna. Lo titin chasid chol yiroi shachas. V'chol machdis harabin maspikin biyad lasos tshuva shli he hu began Eden the Talmid of Gehenna. He shouldn't be in Gan Eden, the students in Gehenna. Shenemer adam oshuk, the person who's responsible the dam nafesh for the spilling of the blood ad bor yonus. He'll go and go to the pit, which is referring to Gehenna, al yismechu, and will do not support him. I'll sin, but I'll do tshuva. It doesn't work. So Trey's Zimnu has to say it twice. Once you do an avera, it's mutter. You do it a couple times, it's mutter. It's permissible. What do you mean? It's as though it's a heter because you keep doing it over and over, so it becomes your normal routine. If you say, okay, I'm going to sin, but Yom Kippur, Hashem will forgive me on Yom Kippur, it doesn't work. So Leimas needs to look to Rabbi. Perhaps not like Rabbi. The Stanya Rabbi Omer Al Kol Aver Shabbatar Ben Asay Tshuva Ben Os Ben Losa Tshuva Yom Kippur Mechaper. He says that even if you don't do Tshuva, Yom Kippur is going to be Mechaper. So no, if you look to Rabbi Agav Shani, when you make a condition, that's different. So you can't sin on condition that Yom Kippur will be Mechaper. Even he holds that doesn't work. Aver Sheben Adam L'Makayim. So Hashem will forgive you on those sins between you and Hashem. So Rabbi Yosef Bar Chavul Rabbi Avoy. When it comes to sins between a person and another man, and you become a mechaper. So Yom Kippur is not mechaper. If one person sins to another, Hashem will accept the tshuva. So man Elokim Daine. It's referring to judges, which is again not referring to Bein, which is not referring to Bein Adam L'Makom, but Bein Adam L'Chavera. Yihachi Im Sefer Im Hashem Yachteish Mispalulo. So if Hashem you sinned, so then who's going to daven for you? So Hachi Kamar Im Yachteish L'Ish. If you sin to another person who Pil Elokim, and then you ask for forgiveness, Yimcholoi, then you'll be forgiven. Im Hashem Yachteish Mispal Ba'adoi. Tshuva masin toivim. So what's going to work when it comes to Ben Adam L'Makom is only when you do tshuva and your good deeds. Rav Yitzchak Kol ha maknid es chaveroi afil b'devarim tzarech hapaisoi. If you do anything and say something which is hurtful and painful, then you need to ask for peace. You have to ask for forgiveness in that context as well. You also have to ask for forgiveness. Shnemar B'ni, my child, im avarta l'riacha, if you are the guarantor to your friend, takat lazar kapecha, then it will be like a stranger to your palm. No kashta be'imri picha, you'll be trapped by the words of your mouth. Asizos, do this eifa b'nei v'hinatzel be saved. Kibasa b'kaf riacha. And then the pasuk says, Lech his rapes, go with an open palm, urahav riacha. So what does that mean? If let's say you have money of his, then hater lo pisas yad. You should open up your hand and give him the money you took from him. Yimlav harbi alav reyin. And you should become friendly with him. If maybe it was words that you used, harmful, painful words, so you have to try to ask for forgiveness. The Omer of Chisda, the Socha Pais B'Shol Shuros, Shel Sholish Minyanam. 3 rows of 3 people. Shnemer Yashar al Yashar al Noshim, Yermachatasim Yashar Havesi, V'loy Shavali. V'omer Rabbi Yosef Mechanina, Komavakesh, when anyone who asks for forgiveness, Matam Mechavero al Yavakesh Mimenu Yosef Misholish Pam. You can ask for forgiveness, but after 3 times, that's it. Shnemer Anna Sanna V'ata Sanna. This is regarding the brothers of Yosef. Rashi says, Eina el lashon bakasha. So it was 3 times. It's question 4. Kama pamim beikar din sarach adam avakish machilu mamisha chafet kenegdoi uminolam. So it went out from 3 times from the brothers of Yosef that they used that word na 3 times. V'imes. What if the person that you sinned against is no longer alive? So maybe asar b'nei adam, take a minion, umamid al kibra, go to his grave. And I've also harmed this person. Rabbi Yirmiyah Havilei Milsel Rav Abba Bahadei Ozil Esav Adash Rav Abba. So he was sitting there by the threshing floor by him. Bahadi Deshadi Amte. And when the maidservant was throwing out the Maya water, Mata Zarzife the Maya Reshe. Some of the garbage landed of water on his head. Amra Suni Ka'ashpa. She said, like, you've made me like into a garbage heap. Karanavshi mi ashkois yorim evyoin. Shom Rav Abba b'nafak lape. So Rav Abba heard about this and he went out. Amalei, he said, Hashta sirichnu l'nepek adaito. Dechsiv lech hisrapis urahav reyacha. So basically he's saying that we should make amends and become friendly again. Rav Zerah ki having lei milsa b'hadei nish. When Rav Zerah had some type of quarrel with another person, havi cholef v'tani l'kamei. He used to walk near him, walk around him all the time. Umatzile, he should be found by him. So this way he'll be able to have a bit around to be able to catch things up. There was an issue between a Rav and a butcher. He didn't come in front of him on Erev Yom Kippur. So I'm going to go. I'm going to try to ask for forgiveness for this with this tabach. So Pagabe Rav Huna Amrulay Lahechakaz, where are you going? Or so Amrulay Lafuse Laplanya. So we're trying to become friends again with this butcher. Amr Ezel Abba Lamiktal Nafsha. Are you going to basically kill yourself? Says Rashi Akshavu Manishu Amos. He's going there will get the butcher to die, since he probably won't end up asking you for mechila. So you're actually going to cause more problems for him by you going there. So also become away havi yasavaka poli reisha doli ene lift up his eyes v'chaz become away abba at zil leisli milsa v'hadoch. I do not have any matters with you. V'hadidika poli reisha. At the time when he was again by lifting his head, ishtamit garma, a bone came out. And ended up killing the butcher in his throat. Big gargarto, Rashi says. Rav havi pasik sidra kimeda Rabbi. So Rav had this kerchief. Rashi says parshas mikra shel neviim o shel ksuvim. He had some type of seder in front of Rabbi. Ayel, as we continue to pay Zion of the days. Also Rav Chia came, Hadal Aresha, he went forward, Ayel Bar Kapara, Hadal Aresha, and then he went back to the beginning of his learning. Us Rav Shimon Berebi Hadal Aresha, he also went back to the beginning of his learning. Us Rav Chanina Bar Chama Amar Kuli Hai Nedav and Ezel. All this you're going to continue. Lo Hadar, so Ikbid Rav Chanina, so he got upset. Also, Rabbi Gabe, Tliasir Mali Yom Kippuri, he went there 13 times on Erev Yom Kippur, and he never was forgiven. Why did he keep going to him? You're only supposed to go 3 times, and that's it. Why did he go so many times? Rav Shani, says Rashi, Machmer Hoyel Atzmo. He was more strict on himself, so he continued going. Rav Chanina, how could Rav Chanina have done this? He should have been Michael on his covenant. Why was he so unwilling to accept the forgiveness? El Rav Chanina Chalma Chazile, because Rav Chanina saw in a dream. Well, Rab Zak Fuhu Bediklo, that he was going to go up a date palm tree. Gemiri, they called the Zak Fuhu Bediklo. Anyone who goes up this tree, Reishahavi, he's going to end up becoming the head. So Omer Shmamina boy Lamevid Rishusa, I need to get permission, Vulafayis, Kehechid Lezel Ligmar Araisa Bebava. So he'll be the Rosh Hashiva in Bavel, and Rav Chanina won't have him here. Fine. Tanu Rabbanan, Mitzvahs Vidoi, Erev Yom Kippurim. Let's look at Rashi. Chamachaz Zehavil, Rav, Ra Chaloim, Al Rav. So he saw a dream, Rav Chanina did. Shetaluhu Bedek was hanging on a tree. Who's Simon Nesias Rosh Gedula, which means he'll end up being a leader. Rav Chanina Rosh Hashiva Haya. Now Rav Chanina was also Rosh Hashiva. This is brought down with Ksubas. B'shas Peti Rasai, Chanina Bar Chama Yeshi Bereish. He was sitting at the head. When he saw this dream al Rab, Dog Lomus, he was afraid he was going to die. Because again, in order for him to become the Rosh Hashiva, it must be that I'm going to be taken over. Omer Anche Mehacha V'Yibrach Bubble. I'm going to run to Bubble. Mipanai V'Sham Yerosh V'Lo Nidchem Lamos B'Shvilo. I don't want to die because of him. Talk about mitzvahs Vidui, the mitzvah of confession. Erev Yom Kippur Mim Chashecha should be done on Erev Yom Kippur at night. We want you to even be able to eat and drink. Before you eat and drink, we want you to be able to also say vidui, which is why we say vidui on mincha time as well. Why? Because you may end up becoming titarv daito, which some people even explain that maybe you'll choke. Rashi says machmas shichrus, or maybe you'll be drunk. You're not going to do vidui at night, so better you do it before. Some people say again because you're going to choke. I think the whole vort of why we do vidui on mincha and Erev Yom Kippur is like, what do you mean you're doing vidui an hour later by Marv? The idea is that you shouldn't wait until Yom Kippur to do tshuva. The point is you're supposed to do tshuva before, and that's part of the symbolism of saying vidui before. Even though you said vidui before you ate and drank, you should do it after too. Maybe something bad happened in the meal. You should say vidui in the morning. Shachris is vada musaf. You should also say vidui in musaf. Musaf is vada b'mincha. The mincha is vada b'niyulah. So you should say vidui all the time, not just once. So exactly at what point, when should it be said? So the Gemara says like this. An individual who's saying this private Shemoneh Esrei should say it after his davening. The Shliach Tzibor says it in the middle. So my Omar, what exactly does he say? So Omar Rav, Ata Yodei Razi Oilam, which is the paragraph which is part of our vidui. Shmuel Omer Mimamake Halev. Levi Omer V'Saroscha Kosru. Leimor. Rav Yochanan Omer Ribon Oilam. Rav Yehuda Omer Kiyavon Osenu Rabu Milimnois L'Chatosenu Atzmu Nesaper. Okay. Rav Hamnuna Omer Lokayat Shel Nitzarti Kedai. Now that, which we also say at the very end of our vidui, I wasn't Kedai to be created Akshash Nitzarti Gil Nitzarti. I'm like nothing. Afrani B'Chai Kavacham B'Sasi. I'm offering now, certainly after I die. It should be removed of the surim, that should be through pains. This was the vidui all the time. You can see on the side, it's Brachos Yud Zayin. In Daf Yud Zayin, it talks about all of the different paragraphs that are done. Of course, we say Al Kain So Shem Mirah, but there's all different ones that are said there, including this one. And the Rav Hamnun is Zuta b'Yom Kippura, and that's what he said by Yom Kippur. Amar Mar Zurchalo Maran El Deloy Amar. The only time we say this is if it was never said. Avol Anachnu Chatanu. Lo Maran El Deloy Amar Avol Anachnu Chatanu. Avol Amar Avol Anachnu Chatanu Sulat Tzarech. All you need to do is say Avol Anachnu Chatanu, which our Shira Mezwai always translate Aval doesn't mean but. Aval means yes. It's a hakar. It's a recognition that you have sinned. Which is the most important thing. Just like an alcoholic, the most important thing that they do is to say, I am an alcoholic. I am so-and-so and I am an alcoholic. That is the hardest thing to do, to acknowledge that you have a flaw. And if you can say, Avo anachnu chatanu, that is really the essence of what vidui is. Yomar varham dudi havi kamini shmuel. Rabbi Yosef is sitting with Chimata Shlich the Tzibur. Rabbi Yomar Avo anachnu chatanu, come make them. Shmuel got up. Omer shmamina ikr vidui haihu. That is the ikr vidui. Tanan Hasan. The shloisha parakim b'shana is brought down in the fourth paragraph of Sektas Tainus. 3 times a year, Kohanim noisin es kapein. Kohanim do the siyas kapayim. Arba pamim 4 times b'yom during the day. They may do dochening the siyas kapayim often, but when it comes, it's not done 4 times a day. B'shachs namusah b'milcham aniyah. One of those 3 times, Velheim, Shlosh Prakim, the tiny ice, when it comes to fast days, specifically when people are asking for rain, there's no rain, so the Gemara in the Sektas Tainus talks about different Bahav fasting on a Monday, Thursday, and a Monday, etc. That's one uva muadois. Rashi says Arba Yomi b'chol Shabbos, 4 times a week. Anshi Mishmor Yisrael, the Jewish people, miskansin bareim, they gather up in their cities. Umisanin, they fast. They karim b'masabrachis, they read these sections. It's brought down Masachas Tainus and Daf Lavav. V'hasa makshinan the Tainus mamadois mi'isel hu musa. The question is, why does it say musa? You don't daven musa on a stam fast day of Bahav, right? It's a weekday. Mishaninan haki karma. Kohanim noisin eskapen kol zman shenispalin be'afil b'mincha. They even will say, even by mincha, if you shloisha krokim alol tiny is him. These 3 are tiniest. The third one is Yoma Kippurim, as I just read in the Gemara. Then shechus mincha. The whole problem is we do not want a kohen. It says yain sheikh al pesht, so we don't want him to do nesis kapayim if he is intoxicated. But if everyone's fasting, it's not a problem. So that's why tiny is moadois, and on Yom Kippur it can be done. Although shar yomos hashana ein nesis kapayim b'mincha yesh behen arba pamim b'yoyim. Fine. My nilas sharon. Okay, mamodas b'yom kippur. All right, let's see if there's any more questions. We did question 3 and 4. Ha'imnios me'ila poteres shel armis adkan.